Good morning, all. The Reverend Dr. Terry Hidichuk, Dean of the Faculty of Theology, will offer a prayer of convocation.
Let us pray. Creator God, in whom we live and move and have our being, we thank you for the joy that fills our hearts this morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of those receiving honors and degrees at this convocation. We thank you for the love and support of parents, families, and friends that encourage those graduating through mountain times of accomplishments and valley times of setback. We thank you for this university, its administration, faculty, and staff, in whom you breathe the spirit of justice, compassion, and wisdom that gives heart and mind and soul to this place as it continues to shine as a beacon of light on this community and in the world. Creator God, you transformed chaos into order, you changed darkness into light, you dipped your hands into the dirt and the muck of the earth, shaped and formed us into the image of love and justice and compassion, and then breathed life into each of us. Continue to shape us and form us into the hearts, minds, bodies, and spirits that will be instruments of your peace, sowing love where there is hatred, granting pardon where there is injury, faith where there is doubt, hope where there is despair, light where there is darkness, joy where there is sadness. Creator God, from the beginning you have been with us all. We trust you are with us still. In this moment and in every moment, we thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Terry. Please be seated, everyone. Welcome to the happiest day in the university's calendar. Our welcome extends to those in attendance here today and also to those family and friends of our graduates watching our online feed and to those following the ceremony in real time on Twitter. It is a wondrous world in which we live. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, families of the graduates, colleagues, and friends of the University of Winnipeg, it is my honor to declare open this 94th Convocation of the University of Winnipeg for the conferring of degrees in theology and education. It is our tradition that we introduce you to the distinguished platform guests who have come today to recognize your achievements. I would ask that each person stand briefly as I call his or her name, and I would request that you hold your applause until I have finished the introductions. Starting with the third row, my extreme right and your left, Mr. Colin Russell, Registrar. Mr. Rob Bend, Dean, University of Winnipeg Collegiate. Dr. James Curry, Associate Dean, Faculty of Science. Mr. Richard Graydon, Fellow, University of Winnipeg. Dr. Leslie Sackerman, Honorary Degree of Divinity recipient. Ms. Erin Stewart, Dean, Division of Continuing Education. Mr. Del Sexsmith, Past President, University of Winnipeg Alumni Association. Ms. Katie Haig Anderson, Vice President Internal, University of Winnipeg Student Association. In the second row, Ms. Valerie Gilroy, Corporate Secretary and Legal Counsel. the Reverend Dr. Terry Hidachuk, whom you've met, Dean, Faculty of Theology, Ms. Jennifer Rattray, Executive Director, Government, Indigenous, and Community Affairs, Dr. Neil Besner, Vice President, Research and International, Mr. Dan Hurley, Associate Vice President, External Affairs, Dr. Sandra Kirby, Associate Vice President, Academic and Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. David Fitzpatrick, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Dr. Michael Benarosh, Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics. And in the first row, Mr. Craig Lee, Chair, Board of Regents, Dr. Louisa Polizoy, recipient of the Erica and Arnold Rogers Award for Excellence in Research and Scholarship, Mr. William Roberts, candidate for an honorary Doctor of Sacred Letters degree, Ms. Leslie Spillett, candidate for an honorary Doctor of Laws degree, Mr. Robert Silver, Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, the Honorable Bill Blakey, Minister of Conservation and Honorary Doctorate of Divinity recipient, Dr. John Bullman, Distinguished Chancellor Emeritus of the University of Winnipeg, Dr. Ken McCluskey, Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. John Anchan, Associate Dean, Faculty of Education, and Dr. Janice Ristock, Associate Vice President, Research, representing the University of Manitoba. I also want to offer a special welcome to guests of the Platform Party and members of our Board of Regents who are seated in the audience on the left of our graduates. And seated in front of me, or serving as marshals for today's ceremony, are members of our faculty. W.H. Auden once said that a professor is a person who talks in someone else's sleep. Not here at the University of Winnipeg. No university can achieve greatness without an outstanding faculty from whose minds comes our understanding of the past, our interpretation of the present, and our envisioning of the future. To our gifted and dedicated University of Winnipeg faculty who have contributed so much to the personal growth and academic success of our graduates, welcome today. And to our many members of staff, administration, and alumni who are also here today with you and who play an essential role in making this university the truly extraordinary, vibrant, and humane place that it is, welcome. And I would ask you to join me in thanking all of these people who have come together today to make it a special occasion. Graduates, your day today is an exciting individual one amid a truly exciting time for the University of Winnipeg as a community of learners. Just as you have grown intellectually and developed both personally and professionally during your time with us, our university has grown and developed with new buildings, new faculty and staff, new programs, new discoveries and ideas, and a new and ever-evolving sense of academic and social purpose. Like you, we seek to find the best way for us to make a contribution to a more intelligent, peaceful, and sustainable world. Some of you leave us today having found passion and meaning and modern relevance in the study of ancient texts. And some of you leave us today having found your calling in the joy of teaching the young and the young at heart. You all leave us today to follow a path, wherever it might be and wherever it might lead, that will see you walk with those in need of kindness, compassion, and insight. You leave us today to offer guidance, nurturing, and awakening to those who seek something both within themselves and beyond themselves, but who might not be able to find it alone. You leave us today to bring your experience and expertise and energy and enthusiasm to those who might turn ignorance into information, information into knowledge, knowledge into wisdom, and life's learning into life's meaning. What we did not tell you, as you worked so hard to earn the right to graduate today, was that you are not approaching step by step the finish line. You are simply stepping up to the starting line, for that is where you find yourselves today. What comes next is a lifetime of more coursework, with no final exam, but instead the perpetual midterm examination of the lifelong learner. The good news is that the questions on the midterm will always be the same, whatever the specifics of the situation. Who am I? Where have I come from? Where am I going? Why am I here? Those have always been and always will be your examination questions. And as your path from here leads you forward to new and exciting challenges, your answers to these questions will change, they will deepen, they will mature and expand, and they will sometimes surprise you. And I believe, too, they will often lead you back here to the education you have crafted so carefully in preparation for your life's work. With the education you've worked so hard to create for yourselves, symbolized by the degrees you will be awarded today, you can and you will make an important difference to others. You can and you will be an agent of positive change in the world. You can and you will and you must be a force for good. Take us with you as you go, as we will keep you here with us. We are proud of you. We will always be proud of you. It is now my pleasure to call upon our esteemed Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, to confer special honors on Mr. William Roberts. He will be introduced by the Honorable Bill Blakey. Mr. Roberts, Minister Blakey, please.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present William D. Roberts. Bill Roberts is a recognized international advocate for public service media and public broadcasting, and a steadfast supporter of democracy and free expression. An advisor and contributor to government, business, academia, and media organizations, Bill has extensive intercultural and international experience in broadcast communications, constitutional affairs, and policymaking, and has a commitment to both a diversity of voices and a diversity of ownership in the media. He is currently President and Chief Executive Officer of Zoomer Media Limited Television Division, a publicly traded multimedia company. Prior to this, he was President and CEO of SFox, Canada's foremost provider of television and digital content focused on spiritual awareness and personal growth. Prior to his leadership in this context, he was Secretary General of the North American Broadcasters Association, and before that played a leadership role with TV Ontario. An advocate of the cause of women and multiculturalism in Canada and abroad, he played a seminal role in the establishment of Vision TV, a network dedicated to the intersection of faith, culture, and politics. An interest and a passion which goes hand in hand with his strong support of the recently created Knowles Woodworth Centre for Theology and Public Policy at the University of Winnipeg, which seeks to address what Canadian philosopher Charles Taylor has called the unprecedented challenge of our time, the need to create a powerful political ethic of solidarity, self-consciously grounded on the presence and acceptance of very different views. Skilled in finance, marketing, and business administration, Bill Roberts has successfully led many cultural organizations to improve productivity and profitability by providing insight and guidance. He shares his knowledge as an educator on many levels, including teaching broadcast communications and policy at the university level. Mr. Chancellor, today, on behalf of the Senate, I request that you admit William D. Roberts to the Honorary Doctor of Sacred Letters for his remarkable career in advocacy, public service, broadcast communications, and helping our country to deal intelligently with the diversity that makes Canada an example to the world.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, William D. Roberts, to the degree of Doctors of Sacred Letters honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. sign the registrar here. It's here.
Thank you. Well, good morning, and thank you very, very much. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, family, friends, and graduates of the class of 2011, I am deeply honored and grateful to be recognized by Dr. John Corlett and the University of Winnipeg, a university that has led the way in community engagement and inclusivity. Importantly, and among many numerous merits, this university has overcome the rail yards divide of Winnipeg and acted boldly for an equitably diverse society by including Aboriginal peoples, New Canadians, and residents of the inner city. But I'm a television guy, and in anticipation of this honor today, this great honor, my mind wandered oddly to The Simpsons. And not just for the satire's association with Reverend Lovejoy and Springfield's peculiar Western branch of American Reformed Presbyterianism, even the episode titles provoke mindful mirth. 3 or 4 come to mind: The Joy of Sect, Missionary Impossible, and I'm Going to Praiseland. Or God's reassuring line to Homer in a moment of existential anxiety: "Don't worry, Homer, 9 of 10 religions fail in their first year." The series is a playful reminder that positive change is possible, and that social progress needs to be pursued with the trinity of faith, media, and politics very much in mind. If asked what makes us most proud, many Canadians point to our social programs, beginning with Medicare and possibly moving to an old age security and universal free education. In rural areas, some might mention the cooperative movement. A Quebecer would point to the major reforms of the Quiet Revolution, in which organized labor played a significant part. Whereas with some great justice, in the West, many might claim that the most successful and significant Canadian social movement began on these prairies in the Great Depression with the formation of the CCF. If asked who led these reforms, many Canadians would recognize great names like Tommy Douglas, J.S. Woodsworth, Egerton Ryerson, Gérard Dion, Georges-Henri Lévesque. But very few could identify what all these reformers had in common. They were all clergy, priests, Protestant and Catholic. All of them would have identified themselves as exponents of the social gospel. If the 20th century, perhaps unlike the 21st, began with optimism, it was because of the widespread belief that new, socially motivated faith would change the nature of society. The social gospel would obliterate the terrible inequalities of the Industrial Revolution and offer everyone education and opportunity. People like Douglas, Woodsworth, Stanley Knowles, and William Aberhart left their pulpits and entered politics to pursue social and economic justice. Others remained in their posts, in churches and in universities, and transformed the message into something quintessentially and liberally Christian. The social gospel was not sectarian. The new social contract was to include cooperatives, unions, and governments, all doing, if you will, God's work to help create a gentler, kinder, more democratic society. In near closing, let me return to The Simpsons. The best satire asks us to look at ourselves and often comes with a bemused call to revisit behaviors or prejudices. When Homer worries, suppose we've chosen the wrong God, and every time we go to church, we're just making him madder. Or Maud says, I was in Bible camp learning to be more judgmental. We know it isn't so. When Superintendent Chalmers asserts, prayer has no place in public schools, just like facts have no place in organized religion, we might smirk, but there's also a pause. And then there's my favorite from Homer, God bless those pagans. All of these televised moments infuse the viewer with that trinity of media, faith, and politics being inseparable in our society. But even at its risible peak, capable of infusing a critical sense of larger purpose and bigger issues than just ourselves. Finally, let me leave this podium with a few good words from J.S. Wordsworth, a Manitoban who understood the intersection of faith, politics, and media well ahead of his time. This is Wordsworth's Mealtime Grace, and I quote, "We are thankful for these and all the good things in life. We recognize that they are a part of our common heritage and come to us through the efforts of our brothers and sisters the world over. What we desire for ourselves, we wish for all. To this end, may we take our share in the world's work and the world's struggles. Amen." Thank you so much again for this cherished honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts, for those words to our graduating class, and congratulations on your degree. It's now my pleasure to call upon the Chancellor, Robert Silver, to confer special honors on Ms. Leslie Spillett. She will be introduced by Ms. Jennifer Rattray, Executive Director, Government, Indigenous, and Community Affairs. Ms. Rattray, Ms. Spillett, please.
Anin Tansi. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Leslie Spillett. Ms. Spillett has made vast contributions for more than 3 decades to Winnipeg's Indigenous and inner-city communities. She is an activist who has advocated on a wide variety of issues, including child welfare, justice, education, health, the environment, employment, and women's rights. 10 years ago, Ms. Spillett founded a visionary Indigenous organization, Ganiganichik, translated from Ininu, the Cree, it means those who lead. This Indigenous-led human resource organization supports women and their families in a culturally relevant and holistic way. Ganiganichik's programming and services include leadership development, mentorship, training, community development, and economic development, and to date, more than 18,000 people have benefited. During the same time, Ms. Spillett launched an annual June dinner entitled Keeping the Fires Burning, an event that recognizes the importance of traditional knowledge and honors Indigenous women. Ms. Spillett also recognizes the 7 generations to come. While working for Anishinaabe Owayashi, she founded the Manitoba Aboriginal Youth Achievement Awards to recognize the outstanding achievements of Manitoba's Indigenous youth. She has shared her expertise as when she served in an executive role on the Native Women's Association of Canada Board of Directors. During this tenure, the Sisters in Spirit campaign was initiated to raise awareness and compel action around the hundreds of missing and murdered Indigenous women in Canada. She also participated in the Amnesty International research and subsequent Stolen Sisters report. Ms. Spillett advocated for the missing and murdered women at a UN World Conference Against Racism in 2001 and at a UNESCO conference in 2005, and every day in everything that she does. She also invests her time and contributes to the University of Winnipeg in a number of ways. Ms. Spillett volunteers her time with the Indigenous Advisory Circle for the Masters in Development Practice program, and she's also a Dialogue Associate for the Global College. She is also a faculty member for Adventures in Global Citizenship, an intensive summer institute on human rights offered this summer by the Global College. Ms. Spillett is caring, committed, and compassionate. When no one else is, she is there for women, children, youth, and their families. She works tirelessly with people of all backgrounds and from all organizations and institutions to build a more fair and a more inclusive province and country. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request that you admit Ms. Leslie Spillett to the degree of Honorary Doctor of Laws for her notable career as a compassionate advocate and an Indigenous leader.
By By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit you, Leslie Spillett, to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations. And I'll ask you to sign the register.
Okay. Bonjour, Tansi, hello. First of all, I want to recognize that we are standing on Indigenous Treaty 1 territory and welcome the elders and those special people that are in the room, including our platform guests today. Gejit go abwikwe dijnakas makwa dodem. I was given the name Painted Sky Woman, and I'm a relative of the Bear Clan. I am truly honored and humbled by this honorary degree and to have the opportunity to address today's graduates. One of our teachings is that the honor of one is the honor of all, so that while my fellow honorees, graduates, and I are being recognized for our individual achievements, we all know that fundamental to these achievements are all of those people who along our journey shaped and protected us, loved, nurtured, and inspired us, and stood by us so that we could do what we needed to do to reach our goals. There have been so many people that have touched my spirit, influenced me, and shaped who I am, and I am grateful for every one of you. I also believe that while I stand here before you today, standing behind me are my ancestors, my parents, my grandparents, and great-grandparents, as well as those spiritual helpers who have continued to guide and to protect me. Our teachers tell us that we are still here as distinct Indigenous cultures in spite of quite formidable odds. Not because, as some history would have us believe, that our ancestors were without those structures or foundations that are essential characteristics of civilization. We are here today because we continue to be sustained by that very sophisticated institutions and practices that are embedded in those vast systems of knowledge and values that have sustained our people and all life forces from a time before memory, and that have been handed down generation to generation. Our elders tell us that we are all here today because we are the best of the best of the best of our peoples. It is important to acknowledge also that these knowledge systems are now beginning to be understood and accepted as an important part of the collective knowledge system of our human family, including by many academic institutions. Today, students, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, are able to enrich their scholarship in a variety of faculties through coursework related to Indigenous knowledge. This has been achieved largely by Indigenous scholars and leaders who have been unrelenting in their efforts to bring about institutional change within the Academy. It is also the result of leadership in these institutions who have had the vision and wisdom to embrace the significance of Indigenous knowledge systems, not just from an archaeological or historical perspective, most often from a Western perspective, but as critical to understanding the interrelationship of human relationships with the rest of the natural world. The University of Winnipeg has been at the forefront of this enterprise. As a member of the Indigenous Advisory Circle for the University of Winnipeg Masters in Development Practice Program, I am witness to the commitment of all stakeholders at the table to design a learning experience that integrates traditional and Western knowledge systems with the ultimate goal of producing scholars equipped to engage in new partnerships with Indigenous peoples and communities. These new partnerships will ultimately create new paradigms that will shatter those long-held ideologies of cultural superiority, often manifested in the notion that we know what's best for you, which has produced so much damage historically and sadly continues to distort relationships into the present. The University of Winnipeg and its leadership has been at the forefront of this movement, not only through its incentives related to ensuring greater accessibility for those who have been structurally excluded, but to also ensure that when the doors are open to them, they can see their cultures reflected through relevant curriculum, through teaching staff and strategic partnerships. Dr. Axworthy and his team have certainly set the standard for others. And while these initiatives have been relatively new, the long-term impact on the social, environmental, and economic well-being of this entire community will be enormous. Miigwech to Dr. Axworthy and his leadership team, and particularly to Jennifer Rattray, the Executive Director of Government, Indigenous, and Community Affairs, for your leadership, your vision, your passion in doing this critical work. I grew up in northern Manitoba in the 1950s and later attended a Catholic-run boarding school. I do not recall learning anything about my people, our history, or our culture that was not reflected through a Western lens. Indeed, my most early memory of my education is one that is indelibly embedded, and that is an image that was in a grade 6 textbook on Canadian history. In illustrating the relationship between early settlers and Indigenous peoples, there was an image of two priests clearly staked and being burned alive, and a group of obviously savage heathens dancing around the fire. But most of all, there was nothing at all, as if my Indigenous descendants had vanished and had left nothing of value to contribute to justify being acknowledged or studied. In preparing my own children to attend school and knowing that there had not yet been a significant shift in the education paradigm, I told them about the importance and significance of all people's systems of knowledge, and that while they would be learning in their schools, what they would be learning in their schools would primarily reflect the body of knowledge of one particular group of people, those of European and Euro-Canadian ancestry, throughout their secondary school experience and even into their post-secondary school experience. I would frequently remind them that they had come from peoples who also had significant and comprehensive knowledge systems, including literature, science, medicine, agriculture, architecture, art, philosophy, engineering, theology, psychology, law, and most certainly education. It has been my job as a parent and as a helper in our community to open up to my children and to others that other system of knowledge. Our university is rooted in traditional knowledge and practice, in our lodges where our ceremonies are held, in our intimate and profound relationship with the land, and our unique understanding of universal laws. It is in our professors, those elders and traditional teachers who have continued to practice and to teach ancient wisdom and knowledge. Another critical influence that has contributed to my development in critical thought has been the social justice movements that I have been a part of for over 30 years. I have learned the fine art of negotiation, conciliation, and economic justice on picket lines and in the trade union movement, the critical importance of racial and gender equality in working with the families of missing and murdered Indigenous women and through the feminist women's community, the struggle for human rights and dignity in the anti-apartheid and other anti-racism and anti-colonial movements, and in particular the American Indian movement, and of the necessity to stand in defense of our planet from exploitation and destruction. Through all of that, I have learned that I, too, am following in the footsteps of our ancestors, to leave this world knowing that I have made a small contribution to building a vision of a new world where resources are distributed based on need and not greed, where human beings live in a sustainable and harmonious way on this beautiful planet that we call our mother, and where we can all live in dignity and peace. On this beautiful day that our Creator has given to us to do our work, I wish all of the graduates and my colleagues that are receiving these honorary degrees, my deepest congratulations and very best wishes. Miigwech Egose, thank you.
Dr. Spillett, thank you so much for your words to our graduating class, and also to you, congratulations on your degree. To recognize their dedication, several prestigious awards are presented to faculty and staff on an annual basis at our spring and fall convocations. We're privileged to have the opportunity to present one of those awards today. I would now like to invite Dr. Louisa Polisoy, Professor in the Faculty of Education, to please step forward to accept the Erica and Arnold Rogers Award for Excellence in Research and Scholarship. Well, now comes your moment, the time we've been anticipating. The Registrar, Mr. Colin Russell, will present the graduates, and our Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, will confer the degrees. The parchments will be handed to the graduates by the Dean of Theology, Dr. Terry Hidichuk, the Dean of Education, Dr. Ken McCluskey, and the Associate Dean of Education, Dr. John Anchan. Each graduate will also be presented with the University of Winnipeg alumni pin by the past president of our Alumni Association, Mr. Del Sexsmith, and the president of the Students Association, Lauren Bosk. Just before we begin this process, this is a formal occasion. We are dressed in the height of fashion for the 17th century. The language tends to be quite formal in some ways. But now would be a good time to remember that this is also a moment where someone who matters a lot to those of you in attendance will find a moment on stage with us. It is a time not to be reluctant, to be willing to express your love, your devotion, your affection, your pride in what these people have accomplished. So if you brought the cowbell, if you brought the vuvuzela, whatever it is you have with you today, now is the time to bring it out. Don't leave your best shouts and stomping of feet in the gymnasium after you've left today. Mr. Russell, Chancellor Silver, please.
Would the graduates from the class of 2011 please rise as their degree is called and remain standing while the other degrees are announced? Master of Sacred Theology, Master of Divinity, Master of Arts in Theology, Bachelor of Theology, Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Education, and Bachelor of Education. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request you to confer upon these candidates and upon those receiving their degrees in absentia the degree for which they have qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Winnipeg, I admit those present and those receiving degrees in absentia to the degrees for which the prescribed studies have been completed, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Congratulations, you are now graduates of the University of Winnipeg. Please shift your cap tassels to the left. Thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Chancellor, I beg leave to present the graduates from the class of 2011 for congratulations. Receiving the Master of Sacred Theology degree, Joanne Biggs. Receiving the Master of Divinity degree, Samuel Nelson Goodridge. Receiving the Master of Arts in Theology, Daniel Robert Barclay. Michelle Veronica Barr. Renee Evelyn May Levitt. Helene Sarah Workington. Receiving the Bachelor of Theology degree, Ruth Ross. And now the graduates from the Faculty of Education receiving the Post-Baccalaureate Diploma in Education, Kiranjit Kaur Brar. Jade Frost. Samantha Margaret Michaluk. And now the recipients of the Bachelor of Education degree, receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in education, Laura Jennifer Davey. Receiving the University Silver Medal for the second highest standing in arts, general course, and the University Gold Medal in Kinesiology and Applied Health, general course, Teresa Roxanne Wolf. Sarah Abbey. Paula Avery Aduna. Rochelle Jennifer Anderson. Brittany Eris Ferris. Andrew Augustin. Ronald Albert Oslin. Kristen Nicole Bannock. Kimberly Lilia Bacher. Brittany Dawn Barker. Melanie Ann Beardy. Receiving the Bill Gadsby Pre-Service Teaching Award, Mark Berendt. Cheryl Lynn Beho. Corey Jake Bell. Amanda Jean Helen Bembenek. Julie Michelle Bennett. Carly Allison Benoit. Catherine Elizabeth Bracken. Hillary Taylor Britton. Heather Adela Broska. Jerry Lee Kateri Marie Braski. Kristen Kimberly Bromelo. Krista Byers. Vanessa Cabral. Sarah Ann Cameron. Leah Marie Carey. Elena Carty. Pamela Castro. Arlene Kayabyab. Jillian Renee Tchaikovsky. Amy Mary Cherniak. Dana Brianne Clayton. Benjamin Burton Clendenning. Lacey Jade Collins. Carly Norma Lee Conway. Danielle Lee Cook. Karen Seti Cook. Dana Louise Couillon. Amy Louise Cousins. Recipient of the University Gold Medal in English, General Course, Kristen Larissa Cullum. Jenna Helen DeBoer. Danielle Chantal Deck. Hosanna Sharia Promise DeYong. Kathleen Marie Derhack. Shannon Joy Dirksen. Jessica Marie DeWitt. Julie Elizabeth Donnock. Arlie Amy Dewick. Christina Dewick. Thompson Edwin Durham. Chelsea Amber Dick. Ashley Lynn Enns. Larissa Ann Evans. Allison Joy Fedak. Jill Blair Foyer. Robin Adele Flamand. Russell Ford. Ashley Brianne Fraser. Sean Thomas Free. Carly Lees Blythe Friesen. Kyle Richard Friesen. Mitchell Reese Curry Friesen. Pamela Gwen Friesen. Kristen Lorene Fraze. Michelle Karen Fraze. Stéphanie Lorraine Gagnon. Michael Galenda. Jessica Grenier. David Gamble. Jessica Katie Gamble. Shannon Lee Anastasia Gidzak. Elvini Giesbrecht. Randy D. Girard. Leslie Roberta Gerling. Merrick Glowacki. Wendy Lee Della Goodman. Melissa Joy Granovsky. Monica Gupta. Michelle Lee Hamilton. Erin Colleen Hanna. Leanne Rachel Harden. Andrew David Hedlund. Candice Diane Hemphill. Amber Dawn Hewitt. Taylor Rowena Camille Hominick. Janelle Deanne Hume. Jennifer Edna Hunt. Jordan William Hutzel. Chad David Irvin. Candice Michelle Jaska. Alana Michelle Jenkinson. Kaylee Jeffcoat. Vanessa Dawn Johnson Sagers. Lisa Jolly. Erica Kristen Jonassen. Alyssa Lauren Jones. Imran Kang. Stephanie Ann Cardle. Stacy Jill Cates. Diana Lynn Kessler Kochi. Damon Douglas Allen Clausen. Vern Clausen Wiebe. Natasha Kleinsasser. Serena Nadine Kloss. Christopher Allen Kloak. Amanda Joy Knapp. Darius Nicholas Konotopitz. Carly Ann Korsunski. Michelle Anna Coach. Hadara B'nai Kravetsky. Joanna Danuta Kryzlewski. Jared Michael Kuzik. Jared Léo Maurice Laberge. Tanya Christine Louise Lachance. Vanessa Marie Lacoste. Christy Lynn Laporte. Amanda Jade Lash. Nicole LeBlanc. Rachel Ann Lee. Denise Marie Jacqueline Letienne. Amanda Marie Lucian. Amanda Lindell. Joseph William Lindhorst. Erin Leslie Laubin. Lindsay April Lodge. Samantha Jane Luchenchen. Sarah Ellen Lahoy. Ashley Rose Lunny. Tara Lynn Laseco. Receiving the Bill Gadsby Pre-Service Teaching Award, Joanne Melody McDonald. Allison Caitlin McKinnon. Charissa Jane Martin. Kelly Lee Martin. Kaylin Levada Maxwell. Heather McAndrew. Cassandra Mueller. Stephen Michael McIsaac. Carly Leanne McMaster. Bahia Grace McRedmond. Christine Bay Methot. Suzanne Marie Midford. Catherine Elizabeth Miller. Jenna Lees Mitzok. Rota Moen. Lisa Molcan. Anne-Elise Mott. Dina Abed Musa. Alyssa Mary Navas. Carly Brianne Nash. Rachel Neal. Erica Joy Neufeld. Mark Aaron Neufeld. Receiving the University Gold Medal in Geography, General Course, Megan Elaine Oakley. Marla Sheena Ochoa. Stephanie Allison Hidemi Okabi. Jerry Lynn Orr. Chantal Melanie Paché. Tamara Nicole Paley. Chriselle Angela Palma. Amanda Diane Parisian. Amanda Oliver. Barbara Ann Parkin. Tiffany Rose June Pele. Kirby Lee Penner. Marita Omaga Perez. Allison Gale Perloff. Heather Ann Price. Sherry Lee Louise Prou. Amritdeep Kaur Purba. Natalie Elaine Q. Jody Lynn Ray. Leah Chrisanne Reguer. Aaron Lee Reimer. Athena Condilo Ritalis. Christy Lynn Roberts. Leanne Heather Romaniuk. Amanda Nicole Rosny. Stephanie Colleen Rood. Joel Terrence Frank Sawatsky. Lisa Jean Schellenberg. Ashley Schmidt. Caitlin Jamie Skiberis. Darice Courtney Louise Scott. Tabitha Samantha Shiplak. Fabricio. Stacy Lee Silk. Courtney Skinner. Ashley Ann Scorpet. Danielle Kathleen Sloboda. Amanda Grace Smith. Sandra Caitlin Smith. Jillian Paige Sabovich. Hava Sosnowicz. Cameron David Grant Sprange. Nicholas Arthur Steckler. Rhea Barbara Leanne Stutzky. Karina Marie Subchak. Lindsay Dawn Sircon. Bonnie Jean Swaby. Alexander Tahimik. Bryn Takeuchi. Lauren Rachel Tannenhaus. Katarina Thiessen. Cassandra Marie Thomas. Jamie Leah Timmerman. Richard Brian Taves. Melanie Joanne Toupin. Stephanie Tremino Guido. Brian James Trenchard. Andrew Herbert Trethart. Receiving the Lost Prizes Award for Community Service, Gerald John Wake. Corwin Lee Waldbauer. Prabjot Kaur Walia. Raminder Walia. Ian Mark Walker. Renee Workington. Cheryl Ann Darlene Waters. Shauna Marie Whiteside. Bonnie Christine Wilson. Leanne Chelsea Woods. Tara Marie Dick Woodyard. Lauren Jade Woolley. Ung Kyung Yang. Shane Thomas Yeski. Angelina Yu. Sierra Dawn Ziegler. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 class in Theology and Education.
All right. Sit down. Dean McCluskey tells me that the party doesn't start till 6:30, but I think you're early. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor and Mr. Russell, and congratulations once again to everyone in the graduating class. I now invite Del Sexsmith, past president, the University of Winnipeg Alumni Association, to welcome the graduates to the Alumni Association. Mr. Sexsmith.
Good morning. Tomorrow when you rise from your bed, you will be able to say what every alumnus has been known to say, and that is, it seems like only yesterday that I graduated from the University of Winnipeg. It seems like only last year that I addressed the convocation of the university's Theology and Education degrees, and I said, you know, I'm wearing something naughty under my robes. But I couldn't do that this year. The item in question was an Oxford tie, and I am proudly wearing my UW colors today. I attended the Oxford the same way I later attended Cornell University, as a tourist and a proud father. Such are the rewards of scholarship. It is striking to see the ties between faith and education. John Wesley, the old Oxford preacher, is remembered here on the building that bears his name. At Cornell Sage Chapel is the lecture hall that hosted groundbreaking remarks by Martin Luther King Jr., Hans Kung, and Jane Goodall, among others. It was faith and Transit Tom that brought me here to this university more than 40 years ago. But it was my teachers that had the greatest faith. When it came to my convocation, no doubt my teachers were thinking of Oscar Wilde's observation that some people cause happiness wherever they go, and some whenever they go. Today, your happiness has just begun as I bid you welcome to a large family of unique individuals, the 40,000-plus member of the University of Winnipeg's Alumni Association. A few moments ago, as you exited the stage with your degree, I gave you an alumni pin, a firm handshake, and my hearty congratulations. You will soon receive an alumni card from the Department of Alumni Affairs, which in turn will entitle you to discounts at the bookstore, continuing education courses, and the exercise facilities at Duckworth. And there's more. An electronic newsletter and printed journal will keep you informed about the people and events on campus, so we know where you live. The theory, of course, is that you will want to keep in touch with your fellow alumni, but to quote that eminent deep thinker Yogi Berra, in theory there is no difference between theory and practice, but in practice there is. To be an alumnus means to seek friendship and to live with pride. It is how you display the value of your degree to yourself and on behalf of the university that provided you with your education. The measure of your pride is how you return that gift to your university as a volunteer, a mentor, an advocate, or a donor. In every way, your contribution will be welcomed. Today, there are Alumni Association volunteers in the reception area selling frames in which you can proudly place your diploma. The proceeds from these sales support alumni activities and student scholarships. And so again, let me say congratulations on your achievements and welcome to the extended family of the Alumni Association. We look forward to seeing you and being with you in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Del. It is right that the students have the last word at Convocation. I would ask that Laura Davey come forward to offer the valedictory address.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice President Academic, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and last but certainly not least, my fellow graduates. Yeah, cheer. Good morning and welcome. I am grateful and a little overwhelmed at having the opportunity to stand up here to address my fellow graduates from the Faculties of Education and Theology. Talk about pressure. When I started to think about what words I could impart to my graduating class, I really began to struggle because I was worried that no matter what I said, I would leave something or someone out. There's no way to touch each and every individual here today. That's when the thought struck me. That is the greatest gift of our profession. Everyone here today, wearing a grad gown or not, is an individual. And it is the strength of the individuals as a collective that makes us effective at what we do. We do not only celebrate the fact that we are now professionals, or that we no longer have to submit ridiculously long and intricate lesson plans to advisors and cooperating teachers. Whose detail we definitely won't follow when we have our own classrooms. We celebrate the fact that we are all individuals and that we all have our own talents. Some of us are mathematicians, others are artists, Some are parents, single parents, theologians, cyclists, dancers, Oprah Book Club members, procrastinators, A-types, gamers, cynics, athletes, daycare workers, volunteers, and philosophers. Some of us came to the University of Winnipeg right out of high school. Others have had past careers and bring their experiences from other fields to the table. Some of us have been waiting for the return of the Winnipeg Jets for 15 years. And others are from countries far away and have never heard about those Jets until today. Some of us will teach the alphabet to a kindergarten class. Others will teach vectors, carpentry, or metaphor. It is these very differences that truly make us qualified to work together as professionals in this challenging industry. It is our own strengths and interests that will distinguish each of us in our places of work. If there's one trait that unites us all, it is patience and perseverance. I guess that's two traits. Graduating from the Faculties of Education and Theology is not an easy task. 5 years or more for some of us is a long time. However, patience and perseverance are strengths we built on, and strengths that we may, and most likely will be, called upon to use every day as educators. Whether it is explaining the same concept for the 100th time in order to truly make a student understand, or dealing with the bad kids at the back of the room. We are entering into a world where we take the reins and the responsibility for guiding others. I believe that university has taught me several valuable lessons in order to be able to handle this responsibility. The first is that sleep is overrated. I know, in looking at some of the incredible work that has been produced by many of you on as little sleep imaginable, there is a lesson here. It shows me that anything is possible with 30 minutes of REM. Face down on your keyboard with an empty coffee pot and a very unhealthy energy drink sitting next to you. The second lesson is that even though in second and third year we never saw this coming, PowerPoint presentations can actually get old. A third, and definitely the most important lesson that university has taught me, is that when individuals come together, amazing things happen. What a phenomenal group you have been to travel with. Not only do we share our ideas, theories, and lesson plans, and debate our opinions, sometimes at length, but we truly help one another out with resources, information, and job postings. I thank all of you whom I've had the pleasure of working with, sharing a class with, or just chatting with in good old Centennial Hall. You truly are a remarkable group. Don't ever forget that. Give yourself some time today to think back on your experiences as a university student. Think about all of the trials and tribulations, the ups, the downs, the successes, and the failures that have brought you here today. Think about all of the people who have helped you through, your family, your friends, and those faculty members here at the University of Winnipeg who, even with an impending strike, did their absolute best to ensure that we would be taken care of and that there would be as little stress to the end of our class experience as possible. Think about the hard work you put in, the endless papers, presentations, and lesson plans that were assembled. Think about how many hours you've spent in front of a computer screen. Really, think about it. Be it writing one of those assignments or brainstorming for that project, also known as checking Facebook or watching videos on YouTube. Think about the never-ending email threads, the Google Docs, the arts and crafts, the blogs, the websites, the videos. Each and every one of us deserves to be here. We are a fortunate few. We are university graduates. We are teachers, and we are individuals. For those of you who are attending the festivities tonight, enjoy, have fun, and please drive safely. To those of you who are parting ways after this morning's ceremony, it has been a pleasure. I look forward to hearing about everyone's adventures over the years and hopefully getting the chance to work with some of you. I want to leave you with a quote from the late actor Danny Kaye. "Life is a great big canvas, and you should throw as much paint on it as you can." Some of us will paint like 5-year-olds, others will paint like Picasso, and others still like Rembrandt. It is not the end result that is the focus of this painting. It never is. It is the process in which it is created. You can use crayons, expensive watercolors, or spray paint. Just make sure that when your canvas is complete, that you can look at your masterpiece every day and smile. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Laura. That was delightful. There are some thanks to offer as we come into the home stretch of today's celebration. The applause and the accolades have largely been one way so far, from out there to here. And I think the time has come for all of us to recognize that no one does this alone. And so, if you would, I would like the graduating class to stand to find those people up there and down here that you know have made such a contribution, and to give them the round of applause that they deserve. Thanks very much for that. All those folks up there are feeling pride, joy, relief that most of you are now off the family payroll. Before we adjourn, I would like to offer some thanks for some people who've helped to make this happen. First of all, our ASL interpreters for their wonderful work as always. Our marshals and our ushers who have made it easy to get around today. Our organist, Barry Anderson, and members of the Winnipeg Police Pipe Band. The many members of staff who helped to organize this event for you, in particular Helen Chilakis, Keith Bellamy, and Dan Hurley, whose job it is to worry on all of our behalfs. Thank you to everyone. And again, to all of the faculty of the University of Winnipeg for placing our students first and for embodying the pursuit of excellence to which we are all committed. Thank you. Our distinguished Chancellor, Mr. Robert Silver, is a wonderful supporter of the University of Winnipeg. Thank you, sir, for your time today, as always. And finally, to all of you as graduates who make us proud and will always make us proud, thank you for everything you've done for the university, too. Okay, following the ceremony, which will close in a minute or two, you are all invited to a reception in honor of our graduates on the Portage Commons and the Spence Street Promenade. I would request that after the singing of our national anthem, you remain in your places, if you would, until the platform party and academic procession have retired. The reason for that is that we want to get to the food before you do. After we have departed, you can exit through the Ellis Street doors, which are behind the stage. And at this time, I would like to have you rise for the singing of the national anthem, led by our registrar, Colin Russell.